think, guys, I might completely get rid of all of those rough intros and redo all of the video, music, montage introductions for 2022 because sometimes it's nice to just have new visuals. So that might be the last time you hear that. You never know. Jessica, James, welcome and happy New Year's Eve, New Year's Day tomorrow. Well, depending on where you're at, you might be somewhere in the world that it's already the new year. You might be a time traveler on the other side. Terry, welcome. We're going to give a few people chance to jump in. Ruth, Ashley, John, hi, welcome, guys. I'm going to give people, whether you're on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or the YouTube Paranormal Channel or the Astrology and Alchemy or the Paranormal Sarah, wherever you are coming from, there's no wrong or right place. But we'll give people a few moments to kind of come together right now. We were having a rough moment in our household because my 7-year-old, who has a sweet tooth, much like myself, he's kind of struggling with that phase of childhood. I don't think every child goes through it, but I know most children do, where he wants to take my candy, he wants to take my things, and is also just eating a lot. So eats a lot of sweets and junk food and taking my chocolate. And it's both like a theft thing and a stealing thing, but also like, that was my chocolate. A woman needs her chocolate. Otherwise, we tear people apart when the moon is right. And I really needed that. So it was like hurting my feelings and then taking from me and like having that discussion. So I would have been promptly at 10:10, but motherhood called and I had to jump in and have a parenting moment. So we're coming to terms with all that. Kenneth, Jason, hi guys, Amber. Did I love the chocolate covered insects? So you guys saw earlier on social media, I had shared my youngest, speak of the devil, joined me. He has been wanting to try these chocolate insects for like months. We've had them on our counter for months. They've sat in my fruit bowl, gross, I know, for months. And I really like Andrew Zimmern. I love to watch cooking shows. I love to be bold in my cooking and eating. I will try things. I like to try things. I will try things, especially if it's like a cultural thing. Like when you travel, whenever I would travel for paranormal research or spiritual research in my 20s when I was all over the world, you go somewhere and someone gives you like a ritualistic thing. You've got to be able to eat it or at least try it, right? So we did. He wasn't very fond. He didn't want to do it with me. And then he totally had me try it and tricked me. Um, So yes. So Meta says, and welcome Meta, says, I'm so looking forward to bringing in this new year with wonderful, amazing people like everyone here in the room tonight. And I agree. 2022 or 2021 rather, I think is that culling and awareness, the culling and awareness of gratitude and humble. The how are you going to be your chosen state of being as chaos is around you, and choice, the power of choice, which resolution is the word. For those of you joining me tomorrow morning for my very first day, where all of my Gypsy Tribe lectures that usually people pay like hundreds of dollars a month for to join me in private sessions every week and like do the labor and do the work and do the grinding of what spiritual like shadow work is. We're doing it every day for free in 2022. We're doing all of that for free because my writing and other things kind of move into the more private space. So I'm really excited to be joining all of you in that space because I'm going to be sharing, in essence, a lot of vulnerable, intimate magic and things that we usually do in a Gypsy tribe that's very confined space, and taking it in 2022, which is the villain space, the shadow space with power, the melding and mending and tempering of boundaries with a certain trust and predictability of power dynamic. So claiming your space and opening your door to anyone, knowing full well that you're okay and capable to do so, is what 2022 is about, which means that you've cleared out all of your people from the inside to the outside, and the difference and can discern people and their intentions quite well, which I love. So it means we're going to be collaborating a lot. It means we're going to be traveling a lot. It means we're going to be getting out there and doing things as things change and adjust. So Danielle, she's one of my favorite people working in that Mansfield Reformatory. Gosh, I love that. James, I'm excited to see what you guys are thinking for 2020, 2022. That's hard for me to say for some reason. I don't know why. But resolution is what we are going to be tackling tomorrow morning. For those of you who won't be hungover, it won't be too early because I'm never a morning person. But the other day we were in a private session going through earth, water, air, fire, looking at things like this. You have your intentions for, we were doing the alchemy math. This is the astrology, where those planets are and how they're moving, conjunct and trine and whatnot, doing the sacred geometry in that space. But then the neurolinguistics is like choosing your words, choosing how you're going to be working this magic, what is going in those categories, and then using it in a particular way, knowing when that space ends, kind of setting those intentions. And so it's really, really powerful. Speak of the devil. Matthew popping in right there, one of our master astrologers, and saying, yeah, just quick jumping in and getting ready for midnight there on the East Coast. Never eat a soggy wheat. Yeah, East Coast. So you guys, yeah, you're getting ready to drop the ball here shortly. So I have my deck. I have my Gateway deck. This is one of my oldest decks. I have had this since 2004. It's a long time. Friend, I'm losing gusto. My happy tank is on empty. I need help with understanding what is next. So I love this proclamation, Jason, and I love it. Not that you're feeling low, but that your awareness of where you're at and your delegation of this is what I need, your awareness of what it is that you need and needing more understanding, knowing in this alchemy space of your thoughts and your feelings and what you say and what you do. And that, man, whereas usually it's going like this, yours is on this. You know what you're feeling and you know what you need and you're here. And you know what, Jason? You should be here because this is earth magic. And this is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And right now we are, and many planets are moving into Capricorn, which means that there's a lot of stagnant energy, a lot of sitting, a lot of thinking, a lot of rethinking, a lot of emptiness, cold. I'm as cold as ice because I've had it and I've had enough. And a lot of ignoring and silence and silent treatment, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to do, what to say. And so that awareness, boom, that you know and see the equation. Okay, I need more of this, check. I need more of that, check. Call out an error. I need more. I need laws of attraction, set it. And then knowing, okay, where is it going to come from? What do you need? Why do you need it? All those things, that's kind of the work. And you probably know why. It might even come just as soon as I've said it. The intention, also the earth space. Look at all the things that, if you're Christian, Archangel Uriel, if you're a Mason, maybe earth magic, if you are someone who's pagan or Wiccan, the which one is that? That's the north, right? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, pagans and Wiccans in the community. I don't use the cardinal directions all that frequently. All that, James. Capricorn, I've been doing more sacred geometry and gemology, so like the math part of it and stepping away from the physical, practical, like visual parts of earth magic. But that's like leaves and foraging and, replacing your morning coffee with maca and ginkgo and lion's mane mushroom cacao type crap. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways to do earth magic. I think a lot of people moved into plants this year. They wanted more plants around them. This is growth. This is silent growth. This is having friends around you, keeping good company because people feel toxic. So you want company, but you don't want people. There's just been a lot of that redefining prosperity, recalibrating success, overthinking relationships, overanalyzing purpose. These are all earth related things. And as the Vikings would do, or as these many deep cultural tribes do, you go out in nature. This is tree hugging time. This is go out for 30 days by yourself and see if you survive time. This is go out there and remind yourself that your only purpose is the same as the earthworms and the bluebirds, which is to survive and then to love. Everything else, paying taxes, getting the Nikes, doing the things, impressing so and so, that's extra pressure put by ridiculousness. Silence, grounding, centering, earth space, zip it, Mr. Rogers, radio silence, thinking, introspection, all those things. That's the time right now. It's not just the day or that's the new year. It's the Capricorn, the phase of Capricorn. So James says, my guardian angels, Archangel Sitiel, Aries, and is going into the Emerald year. Ooh, so see, James, I like it that you're doing like angel work and angelology. I know that, demonology is really common and popular because it's scary and dark, but they're the same thing as angelology. Demons and angels really kind of, watchers, Nephilim, Archon. It just depends on like where you're coming from. What are you working with? There is no right or wrong, but like what are you pulling from? What frequency? What coloring book you got over there? What do you like? What are your interests? Which is another thing we'll be covering this weekend, which is attraction and arousal in reference to forensic psychology on some of the stuff online for my podcast. So join me. Okay, guys, I have got my deck. It's been 10 minutes now of me yapping and answering some of your questions. Be sure and tag a friend or share this now if there's someone that you know that would like a card for tonight or a free reading pulled for you. And Jamie asked, how long or how many times should you shuffle? I've heard it's 3. Statistically speaking, I think those that work at a casino say always at least 7, but there's no, again, right or wrong way. I like to spin them. I like to turn them. I like to shuffle them. I like to cut them until it feels good, which is right about now. So, and then I don't reshuffle. They just go to the bottom as we do the readings for tonight. So for those of you who are wanting to fine tune your intuition, take this moment, maybe get a piece of paper in front of you as I pull the cards. See what you are thinking for numbers, energy, pictures, symbols, animals, anything that comes through from your spirit sense that you're like, okay, she's going to turn the card over. What's it going to be? I want you to think about that because it's always really good practice. Hi, Eric. Hi, Katie. So who out there would like me to pull a card? Anybody? Anybody looking for one? I'm a Canada Dry fan. I'm a huge ginger ale drinker. Katie, she's already making notes and predictions for the very first card that comes up. She's not afraid to put it out there. Katie says, me. Then Jason. Katie. Boom. And formulate that question. What is it that you're getting guidance on, Katie? Those of you out there who are going to be guessing and thinking, okay, what's on this card? What do you see? What colors? What symbols? There's going to be an image. There's going to be colors. There's going to be who, what, when, where, why. Who does it make you think of? What does it make you feel? What symbols? What signs? I don't want to be suggestive, so I'm not going to give you any inkling. I want you to think numbers, letters, words, categories. The zodiac. And Katie, for you, this is the 2 of Swords. Such a beautiful deck. This is one of the image on the front of the deck on the box. Boom. Look at these colors. Purple, blue, the rings. 2 of Swords. This is indicative of a, 2. So it's 1 and 2. It's between 2 choices. It is over here, over there. Yes, no, maybe, so. 1, 2, left, right, end, start. It's a compromise. It's a pull. It's a push. It's here and there between 2 things. And this is an airspace. So this is a discussion, an argument, a miscommunication, something that still needs to be hashed out in the airspace. And this is why what I love, it's not necessarily something you're going to see. It's something that's coming from an intuitive space. It could be hurtful. And we want to be able to use this energy wisely. I love some of the Celtic. Gosh, there's some really cool looking stuff going on in here. Makes me think of H.R. Geiger, to be honest. Don't hurt yourself in the compromise process, I would say, is the best piece with that. Jason Easterling. Jason. Interesting. Okay, take a second. Think about what it is that you are asking about. And then, just as we did before, what numbers, what symbols, what colors, what frequencies, what emotions, who, what, when, where, why do you get from this card? What are you thinking? What comes to you? Because this is fire. Which we just came out of, Sagittarius. So we just came out of a fire space. And this is the 9 of Wands, the 9 of the staff. And kind of like you said, man, this is almost what you described. Feeling like you've been worked to death, exhausted. You've got these pillars behind you, the 8 pillars behind you, even number. So it's kind of domestic, it's house, it's home. You've got this wand in front of you, like, here it is. I've done all the work. What more do you need? And it's face down. It's that moment in 300 when he's like, you know what? I have to take my armor off. I have to be completely vulnerable. I have to shed almost everything to be at this point, to be the most nimble, capable, and to be able to spring up like a frog, like in that scene of 300 that he does. This is what I always think of with the 9 of Wands. You're exhausted. It's where the most dead bodies are on Mount Everest. It's right before the top. It's right before the top of the mountain. And don't take your eye off of the prize just because you're exhausted. Be aware of where you're at and finish. Follow through. Resolution, which we're talking about tomorrow morning with just our morning meditation. The neurolinguistic programming of that is a determined way, a determined decision, either to do or do not, to loosen. Pressure. Quite interesting. So, Ruth. And Jason said, oh my gosh, 9 and orange is what you even said. Yes. Ruth, can I please get a card? Yes, you can. Of course you can, Ruth. And for those of you practicing, as usual, write down, what do you get? Color, number, symbol, animal. Ooh. Category, gender, feelings. Ruth. Another 9. And this is the 9 of Swords. Look at all these swords dangling above this person. 9 of Swords. It's the same exhaustion that we just talked about with Jason. This exhaustion, like you're almost there. You're almost there. You have been arguing and debating and talking and yapping about this issue for so long now. Feels like forever now. And you're tired and you're really done. And you're about to get to the conclusion. You're about to have the resolution of this situation, the message, the discussion, but there's dreams. You're awake at night with dreams and thoughts and kind of concerns that you might even be creating at this point in your own way. Don't worry, right? That's going to rob you of tomorrow and today. So try not to do that. I do believe as far as air things go right now, where was my thing that we were using just the other day? Saturn is in Aquarius. That's the only thing in air right now. So it feels uncertain. It feels scary. But that will ease quite soon. So I wouldn't be too worried. Just remove the feeling, kind of go with that apathy actually that might be coming right now. So yeah, kind of it's an interesting space. Isn't that interesting? I just keep getting something about January 10th there. It's kind of weird when people talk like, when does your intuition kick in? Or when are you hearing voices? Or what does that look like? Because, of course, we have to be careful saying that we hear voices. But as far as intuition goes, like pulling that card and looking at it, and then in the back of my mind thinking something that's very intrusive that is not my thought, that Ruth, I'm like asking my mind, like, hmm, is this for Ruth? What is this? What just popped into my head here? And not being a skeptic, not pushing it out, but also not suggesting it, not overthinking it, and being like, should I say this? What is this? How do I say this? Show me more. Without having radio silence too, of course, and looking like a crazy person. Um, and I'm kind of getting a thing about medication. There's something like, should I be on this, or like this physical behavior about something, and a reassessment or a redefinition of something, and a minimization of a medication for a physiological thing that's going to be happening right around the 10th of January, which I know seems kind of strange, but I just wanted to share that because now I feel better. And that's how that works. Carson says, oh my gosh, that's my birthday. So interesting, Carson. Maybe I would say that this is for Ruth, but obviously it's relevant that I said that too. So there you go. That is speaking to me. That makes me feel better. Sandy, hello. I'd like to ask if you see me crossing paths with the man who crossed my path last June and July. Thank you. Sandy, if it didn't happen in the last 2 months, man, I was going to say it won't happen, but then immediately something stepped in and was like, oh no, just wait until like February, March. Actually, this is going to continue to be a crossed path, but the fact that it's not initiated a relationship, there should be something to like be aware of there. Interesting. I'm going to pull a card for that though, just to see if I get any. Oh, and okay. So then this is the Knight of Wands. There we are, that dragon, fire. You know what's really interesting to me is if you guys joined me like 3 nights ago, the last time I used this deck, I've used this deck 3 times since. I am pulling the same, very similar cards the last few times. Like every time I go live, it's very similar cards. So it's kind of validating to be getting these. But anyway, the dragon, the Knight of Wands. This is a masculine. This is a younger. Well, this in this case is not younger, slightly older, but just a little bit masculine energy. But there's a reason the timing isn't gonna. I feel like he's in a relationship, so the timing has to be different. Danielle says, fascinating. I've had a number of these things happen. Katie, the 9 introduced you to 19. You listen to your mind, not in a padded room. Eric says, can I try a card, please? Yes. Eric, thank you so much. And if I didn't say it, I would. Here we are again. This is a card that I love this card because this is one of the reasons I got this deck. I want you guys to think of the number, the color, the who, what, when, where, why. There's a creature on this card. I mean, most of the cards do have a creature on them, but this one in particular is one I'm fond of. That's a suggestion. So start writing down those thoughts. Coins. The Ace of Coins. This has a little hedgehog on it, and little acorns and buzzy bees and alchemy and a shield and some really cool pagan earth energy to it, Eric. And the coins is all about pentacles, building blocks, diamonds, if we were doing cartomancy with a divination deck of just regular playing cards. And it is like a diamond. Something from the ground, something that comes with work and effort and finance and investment and blood, like a blood diamond. It's also like a building block, like the pyramid, like something that you carve and move that becomes a foundation, all very important. So, and the ace, the spark, the initial, the beginning, the one. This is the start of something. The start of something that right now is very quiet, slow momentum. It's a seed and it's growing, and it's got a lot of potential for money and a lot of potential for purpose. So I really, really, really like that. So good luck to you, Eric, on that. Ruth says, my dad's birthday is near. Sandy, thank you. I really liked this person, but we didn't exchange contact details. Yeah, you'll get another chance, Sandy. Don't worry. Katie, that card makes me think of childbirth, but I am also dyslexic. What's funny is dyslexia, I think sometimes is a way of kind of putting things into the physical realm. And dyslexia, I find I have a lot in my typing or in my communication of like handwriting. I will think something and then I stop when I'm getting it out of my body, but I'm not dyslexic in my mind. At least I don't think I am. Danielle, I'd like to request a card as well. Yes, Danielle. Absolutely. So Danielle, whoop. I can't believe this. I'm having either such serious deja vu. I shuffled this deck hundreds of times. It's fine. Danielle, this is a major arcana card. Number, symbol, color, feeling, image. I love this because earlier I was looking at a historical coin for Janus. The Kansas City Heathens group sent out a prayer for Janus to look both ways, to the end and the beginning, to the behind you and the forward, as a New Year's prayer to witches. I like Janus, but it goes with justice. It goes with the blind. It goes with seeing both sides. It goes with understanding if someone says, "Well, if you're listening to the science," like I appreciate this rant. No such thing. That the idea of that is ridiculous. That science means you look at both things, all things, critically, objectively, analytically. We are in Earth right now. We are in a silent, don't look at it, think at it, discern. And this is a major life thing. So this is going to be like a job or a new hobby that you're taking to the next level. And this is simply to suggest that you take time, that you make the list of the pros and the cons, and that you are going to benefit greatly from it because 2022 is all about the growth from what it is that we are composting of this year. Um, so hopefully that finds you, Daniel, well. I know it will. Jessica says, "May I have a card, please?" Yes, you may. Jessica, man, we're getting a lot of interesting, similar type frequencies tonight. Those of you practicing, and Jessica, whatever it was that you were asking about. Coins, it's another pentacle, disc, or building block, diamond, if you will, square, earth. But this is of 9. And the number 9, it's so beautiful. There's roses, there's plants, there's all these beautiful little cactus. Look at, she's got a parrot there. Is that a parrot? What's she got? Yeah, it looks like a phoenix. It looks like a phoenix. That's what it's supposed to be. And then she's got like these Celtic wheels all around. And like, it's funny. I look at this and I see the scene from The Cell where Jennifer Lopez got in all that trouble for playing the Mother Mary and then putting the serial killer to death in The Cell. Do you remember that movie? It was really good. And the image of like the serene arch, that you have permission and that you're welcome, that you're between the veil. Very relevant right now. Number 9, exhaustion. Having invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, maybe even a lot of money into something and really wanting to see some of the fruits of that labor, which you're not going to see quite yet, but you still have hope. You still have faith. Don't overthink it. Continue to plan and invest and nurture because, well, hell. Earth energy is still feminine energy. This is still, there it is. This is still feminine energy. See the F? That's feminine. That's yin. That's yin energy. Yes. So it's quite beautiful. The phoenix indicating, you know, it's gonna come to fruition. Just give it some time. That's what Earth energy is about. Hello, Tara. Jacine from Hello from Oz. It's been a while. Yes, it has. Eric, you're very welcome. James says, "I claim that Ace of Coins alchemy will help heal people with nano nutraceuticals and nano nutraceuticals are already there, James. And I don't know if we're doing healing right now, hopefully it comes full circle. Those of us in the crypto space are definitely thankful for some of the nanotechnology this year. Katie said, you said masculine, but I also have word retrieval issues. Cognitive word retrieval issues. Is it an issue or is it a problem? Jacine, if you feel down, or would you, if you feel drawn, I would love a card to kick the year off. Jacine, yes. Yes. Jacine, let's do it. Boom. Jacine, ooh, I don't want to be suggestive. What do you think? What do you think? What do you feel? What do you see? What do you think? What do you see? What do you feel when you meditate on this card? Numbers, colors, gender, people, creature. Who, what, when, where, why. Jacine, the moon. This is a major arcana card, meaning it's the one of the 22 majors. It lines up with the Sephiroth, the tree of life, Genesis, and major alchemy of the occult and the spiritual work. If you're into that sort of thing, start joining me tomorrow for free on the Gypsy Tribe as 2022. We do it all together online. But the moon, look at this card. It is beautiful. It's this ghostly woman with the perfect body there, just bathing in the moonlight. She's iridescent and part see-through in the card. If you're looking at it right, you can't even see her. And then if you're looking at her from the other way, you can see almost all of it. It's a beautiful deck, the way it's drawn that way, the way the art is. See how it glows? But then you've got Anubis. You've got these chains. You've got Bast. You've got Horus. You've got some really cool reflections, the symbols, Pisces, and a lot of the water imagery that comes through with that, and the moon and the menstrual cycle and the feminine energy and the push and the pull to what it is we really feel, because you might be saying and doing one thing and then thinking and feeling another, in which case, stop in the name of love before you break my heart, think it over, right? You have to stop and think, which the universe is making us do right now. It's forcing people to stop and think. Did you want to do that? Did you enjoy doing that? Do you want to do that again? Did you mean to do that? What are you missing? Are you happy about that? What does it mean? It's very, very important not to overthink. How do you know if you're overthinking? That's the danger. That's the devil's work. That's why religion and other things want to guide you so closely with scripture and rules and mile markers, because it is easy to get lost in the world of overthinking and overfeeling. Absolutely. By design. So be careful. And the moon, it is a phase. The moon, lunacy, dreams, crazy lately. Write it down. Sit in nature. Make it make sense. Breathe it out. The moon is indicative that there's some major feelings, purging, and growth intuitively happening. So very, very powerful. Katie says, woo, the Phoenix. Clover, I would love a card. Hello, Terry, Tara, Clover, Clover, Clover. I'm sorry, but maybe it might age me, but do people sing that song? Crimson and Clover, over and over. I actually really like that song. Clover, what card do you think I pulled? What are you framing? What question do you have? Think of the number, think of the color, think of the symbol. What does it make you feel? Boom. Swords. Boom. 8. The web that you have woven and weaved. 7. Look it. Man, she's wrapped in silk. That ain't dangerous. She's in a web. I mean, that's not really dangerous. There's no spiders in this. It's not like The Hobbit. And all the swords, yeah, they're pointing at her, but no one's wielding them. All she would have to do is, oh my God. All she has to do is grab one, take the darn thing off, and cut yourself out. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. But what I love about air magic is if you start arguing, it's like spitting into the wind. You know, if you start moving, the swords are going to shift. You know that there's going to be some things out of your control because of the situation that you're in, because of environmental factors that maybe you can't control, but you can control, but you can't. And you understand that it is a tightly woven, influential process that you must walk lightly through. And you feel scared and you're not seeing things clearly. There is a mirroring happening. There is a matching happening. If you want to control air, minimize it. If you want to control triangulation, remove yourself. Match tone, bring it down. Stop yelling. Start listening. Be quiet. Restore. Rate. Pace. Breathing. Good music. Good words. Kind affirmations. Say what you want to hear more of. Request what you need delegation of. 8, implying that you might need to ask for help. There's no harm in that. So, Jessica, that was my question. Such a beautiful card. Thank you. No, thank you. Mandy, I'm not ready for a reading. I just want to say hi and that I love you. Oh, Mandy, I love you dearly. Next time I'm in Kansas City, I want to hook up with you. I want to hang out and go get some good food and a coffee. Brad, reading, please. Ooh, Brad. What is it that you're thinking of? What do you want a card for, Brad? Think about it. Brad, this is this is funny. This is a reading that yeah, this is a card. For those of you practicing, write down, think it out. What number? What's on the other side of this card? Colors, feelings, what do you got? Anything? Anything? Brad. Hi, Jackie. Yes, we are still live. Teresa. Kenny. Danielle says, I love the image and symbolism of that card. I know I do too. Brad, the Fool. We're not calling you a fool, but this is the Fool on the Hill. In the tarot deck, it's the first, 0 or 1. It's the beginning. And in the beginning, there was light. You aren't quite sure of anything. Naive, freshness, newness, growth, beginning, dancing around, foolhardily, opportunity abundant. La 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 la. Right off the end of the cliff if you're not careful, because the Fool is implied that it is the first big step of a big, big milestone of a new adventure, and that there will be missteps. That's a part of that process. So to be careful and to not be naive. Still keep the excitement though. Tara says, Sarah, my friend Terry is watching, but can't seem to ask for a card. So I'm going to ask on her behalf. Tara, here you go. I like that. Terry, Terry, T-E-R-R-I, Terry, we see you. You got someone speaking for you. Terry, what's going on in your world? What are you looking for guidance on? Ooh, there's a man. It's a man. Doesn't necessarily mean that it is about a man or a romantic relationship. It could be a son or a brother. But this deck is very visual. So we've got a Jon Snow looking dude barreling over the hill. It's the number 5. Look at him. And I'm here. 5 of swords. Now think about that. This is air. This is the eye of the storm. This is that part in 300 when they're barreling halfway through the movie and they realize what kind of a deep shit that they're in. Half of your friends are dead. Half of the world is destroyed. Half of the battlefield behind you is blood and slaughtered people that you love and bloodied along the way. And you don't care how many people you have to leave bloodied and broken along the way, just so long as you get your photo investigative journalism, just so long it doesn't matter how many people you leave dead and bloodied along the way. And it's a Five of Swords moment. You're halfway there. And you could either be halfway behind or halfway, but you're halfway. It's a moment of awareness. It's a moment of measuring. It's a moment of, oh my gosh, the endurance to get through some of what has been going on. Yes. But to use that grief, negativity, awareness to motivate you, influence you, and to know that you got to keep moving. And one step means you're more than halfway. And that's really exciting. And also that you've survived. I mean, you're surviving. I mean, you look at he's here going, man, I'm holding the swords of my fallen heroes. But I'm here and he's doing it. And he's still going to go on. It's very powerful. It's very masculine. It's very assertive. It's very direct. Jackie says, I love your house. The wood makes it look very cozy and warm. Thank you. It is a family, like heirloom cabin in northern Minnesota. And so we're really honored to be living up here. It's right near the Indian reservation and the Paul Bunyan trails. And it's gorgeous. But it's also like negative 40 something wind chill and cold. So it looks really warm, but we are cold up here in Minnesota. Jacene, thank you so much. Growth for mind and body is my intention. Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. Katie, Sarah has a cool gift. I don't know if I'd call it that. I haven't always thought that. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Katie. My word for 2022 is calm. Clover, I love it that is your word for calm, that is something that you're looking to bring more energy to you. And I will say that I don't expect 2022 to be calm. It is the year of the villain. I want you to think about that. It's the year of the villain, the year of the shadow work, the year of the narcissist, the year of the I'm going to do it because I'm going to do it. Calm will be a good balance to what the universe is providing. So it's very good. Hello, Ashley. Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Happy New Year to you. Jackie says, hey, man, can I have a card? Absolutely. Ooh, Jackie. Jackie, this is a powerful card. Take a moment. What do you think it is? What are you framing? Who, what, when, where, why? What do you see? Boom. Powerful female, matriarch of swords. Pew, look at her. She says, bitch, please. I wish you would. I am born of this. This is Lagatha. This is, she has a fan made of swords. She's the brothel owner. She runs this. She has her light bulb coming out of her head like an alien crown, but also looks like she could be a mermaid queen, but she's throwing daggers and still has cleavage. She has no worries. She's the Queen of Swords. She's going to win. But this is also a very powerful air is always stress, a fight. It's indicative of a struggle or a power struggle or a dynamic or an influential push-pull change that you may not love. And the matriarch, queen, feminine figure, it's the embodiment of someone who's royalty about that. Someone who really knows how to handle that. Someone who, if you felt or are feeling like when I read this that you are embodying that, then it's that you have prevailed and will have the overall outcome and that you are capable. If when I'm saying this, you're like, oh shit, that's my mother-in-law. Fuck. Like if you have someone in mind, this is don't mess with that person right now because they will stab you in the face and then carve their initials on your cheekbone and not care because they're cold-hearted. And if that's you and you can say that about just where you're at right now, that means people need not mess with you right now because you're willing to stand up and say what you mean and mean what you say. And that you're guarded and that you also have a weapon ready and people could get hurt. So be careful. So be careful in a very matriarchal way. Um, Brothel owner, I got to take a look at this deck, says Teresa. I know, right? Tara says, oh man, I need a card too. Justine says, is that the numerology for this year, the year of the villain? Curious, because I'm sure, as I see it, had Incidina totem turn up in my visions. It works. I love it. Balances the outcome for pros and cons. Keep moving forward. Thank you. Double-edged sword indeed. Tara, let's pull a card for you. Leanna, I love and miss you. I've been looking at your babies, the pictures of your kids. I swear to God, your kids look like precious mama dolls. Oh my God, they're so cute. Um, anyway, Tara, I've got a card for you here. Everyone taking notes and practicing your intuition. Write it down. Numbers, cards. What do you see? What do you feel? The year of the villain, this is predominantly an astrological thing. It's movements towards what we expect people to be doing in the shadow work, the feminine energy, the tipping of the scales, and like Jupiter just moving into Pisces, and some of these bigger planets moving into more water signs where things are going to be more feminine. So you see like Hecate, Psyche, Medusa, Lilith, Mary Magdalene, the feminine manipulative energy coming forward. Tara. Yes. hmm So, yes. Queen of Coins. Look at how beautiful. Ah, I always think of like the never ending story, or like she's got this beautiful, this is knowledge. This is divine. This is the crown. And again, this is a queen. So this is a matriarch. This is a mother, a sister, a grandmother. She has her peridot, like the Virgo goddess that she is. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn combined. This is like your Hathor, your Isis, your pagan goddesses, Thecla, woman of the woods. This is your Freya. This is your mother. She is fruitful. She is thinking. She is capable. She has these flowers blossoming around her. The Queen of Coins, be careful. It can also mean babies if you are in that space. But it's mostly about thinking, awareness, and epiphanies of the investments you are making, and the mother kind of birthing and being capable of birthing and nurturing to full fruition what those ideas are going to become in 2022. So it's very cool. Jackie, your boys are a hoot. My boys are amazing. And so they're really fun. I kind of get nervous sharing them online sometimes, being that I do forensic work. But they're getting older, so they're going to pop in, I'm sure. I can't help it. The deck, The Gateway to the Divine, is what it's called. And it's very old, but I'm sure you can still find it. Jessica, a beautiful card. They are, aren't they? I love this deck. Lucky, welcome. Becky, welcome. Teresa, Anton, hey. May I please have a card? Says Becky. Yes, you may. And that's all you need to do is ask. Permission is so important. I love this card. So Becky, this is a grandfather coming through. This is a grandfather card. The Three of Coins. Coins, Pentacles, Virgo, the number 3, that there might be a collaboration. Somebody stepping in to want to be the middleman of the work and working nose to the grindstone, kind of the third wheel, having maybe too many cooks in the kitchen, cramped, needing more space. There's also some mastery going on, some quiet, diligent work going on here, some mastering of skill. I really like this card, but it talks a little bit about, don't miss out on life because you're so busy working. Kind of understand the balance. It's an odd card, meaning that it's the number 3. So there's not an even balance of things, and the mastering and the skill and the craft needs to be not micromanaged. That would be the opposite. It needs to be this overthinking of Capricorn. Just take a break if in need and appreciate, feel about the work that you're doing, and don't overwork yourself and find yourself at empty. So Ashley Berg says, man, can I get a card, please? Yes, Ashley Berg. Oh, this is my Joaquin Phoenix card. Another Pentacles. Coins. Investment, Earth, Capricorn. We're in that vibe right now. And Ashley, this is the 4 of coins. You'll see why I say my Joaquin Phoenix card. It kind of looks like him in the Julius Caesar movie. Do we have that movie where he plays Julius Caesar? Um, anyway, the 4 of coins. He's all wrapped up in his Celtic gear and he's stealing shit. Look at him. But the 4 of coins isn't about theft. It's about guarding and treasure. It is about having financial gain, having the resources to have strong footing in your domestic, starting a family. It's almost like your wedding night and reaching into your pocket after the dance and being like, shit, we just got $5,000 from Uncle John. Ah! And it's like so cool. So you don't want to be greedy. You don't want to be seen as greedy. Some people might want to be hoarding things. It's a time of great abundance. So kind of guard it and be aware of that. Know how you're going to use it though. That idea of like you have a bunch right now. So just kind of know how you want to extend that. Coins is always about investment and money is going to change in 2022 as well. So the economy is going to shift in some big ways. Watch how that's going to move and use it. Don't let it use you. Leanna says a card for me. Leanna, I love this card because it reminds me of one of my childhood crushes, the Assassin's Creed character, who I married, by the way. This is the Viking thing I was talking about in the beginning of the session, where this is a major arcana. It's the Hermit. It is this wise, introspective journey that you take out into nature for yourself, by yourself. It's your spirit journey. It's your hibernation. It's your recluse. It's your transformative cocoon that you're going to go into. You're going to wrap yourself in that burrito. You're not going to talk to anybody. You're going to self-isolate. There's a lot of that happening right now just because 2020 and 2021 was so terrible. The plague, the change, the isolation, the now you're in, now you're out, now you got COVID, now you don't, now you got to get this, now you don't. Like the pushing and the pulling of everything and in every aspect has been quite stretching of who we are. So to go back in and to just have quiet solitude and peace, Capricorn is giving that to us right now. And for some, it's overwhelming because it's almost like a deafening hum. For you, the Hermit, the Hermit knows how to use this energy. And the Hermit says, yes, use this energy. Go to the cave, go out, do the things, kill the wolf, and then come back better. But the idea is that you do come back better. That's part of it. That's like a big part of it. That you come back better and use it and teach it and show it. And so the Hermit requires that step. And so where are you in that? Are you still in the isolation going to come out? When are you going to come out? How are you going to use it? What are you learning? How are you going to teach it? Like the Hermit is all about that. And it's a major life card. So it just says that there's some big transformation happening in a very isolating, independent way. And that's very cool. But use it. Teresa, I'm so looking forward to 2022. I am too. I think there's going to be a lot of fun. It's 11/11, and I think that the villain energy is going to provide a lot of fire, destruction, chaos. I mean, craziness, like we are not prepared for. But in that, I think that there's going to be some resiliency, rebellion, strength, unity, and ways that we also aren't prepared for, which will be exciting. Brad says, I'm disappointed I'm not channeling the crow like Brandon Lee and balancing the wrong of the universe and bringing justice to the wicked. I don't know why that you're disappointed. You're not channeling. If you're disappointed, you're not channeling the crow, then do it. I do sometimes. I like to get dressed up I have my whole archetype wheel. I have all of my guides, and depending on how I want to connect with them and channel them and work with them, I do different things. My earth guides, I might sit quietly, I might meditate, I might go out and garden, I might, you know, cook mushroom soup or something, earth related, or doing, cleaning, organizing, cleaning, moving furniture, carving. Whereas water would be very different to air, to my positive guides, to my lower guides, and working with them is all very different. Lately for me, White Earp, Anthony Bourdain, and Psyche are the three main guides that have been really coming through quite powerfully for me. Catherine, welcome. May I have a card tonight, please? Says Teresa. Yes. Boom. Catherine, welcome. Pepper, happy New Year. All right, Teresa, what are you thinking of? And then you guys, it is 11:11, so I'm going to hop off here and start preparing for our New Year's, getting the drinks out, the bubblies, I got chips and dip and guacamole. And then for any of you joining us or to send to a friend or family member, you guys, sale 22, SALE 22 on my website, paranormalsarah.com will save you that discount percentage off of anything on the site that you want. So use that. It'll be good for an entire week into the new year, and I'll be sending that out throughout the week when I do my updates, which all my stuff now is going to be, as far as the Gypsy Tribe goes, for sharing those basic stuff. It's going to be free daily, so join me on social media. Okay, Teresa. This is the first type of this energy we've had all night. So, cups. Cups is the vessel. Cups is water. Cups is liquid. Cheers. You swallow it, you ingest it, you sweat it, you cry it, you bleed it. You know, when you think of blood or semen or spit or tears or chi or intuition or water energy, liquid energy in the states between matter when it's in a fluid form, how sound and energy moves through liquid. The Six of Cups. We're in a water space. So this is romance, feelings, emotions, processing, intuition, the heart, this part of the body, this part of the body. And this is the number 6. So this is independence. This is a step in a new space. However, because it's a new space, it's not the first time you've done this, but it gives you deja vu of the times you've done this before. So it's nostalgia. It's maybe, you get a divorce and so you're dating again. And it's not that you're single, and it's not that you haven't been single before, but it's single for the first time, and so things feel new, and you can get caught up in the, oh well, I wish it was like it used to be. Nostalgia, meaning that we are fond, we have a yearning, we think back with a fondness of a past event, and that initiates a happy feeling, and we go, oh, that's great, we love that, and we wish, but we don't want it to burden an expectation of our future, that we go, oh, but now everything is just shit because it's not like the way it used to be, and it'll never be the way it used to be, so now I don't want to do anything, and so then you refuse to move forward. 6 is kind of a point of no return on that second hand of, are you going to step out of what you know? Are you going to step out of the comfort zone of what you know to be true and certain and dependable and predictable, to do that new thing that you want to do and have to do and know you have to do? But you can't let, well, what we learned, old timer. It's like, oh shit. It's that newness of a new generation kind of rubbing something in your face, and a nostalgia that you wish it was, but it can't be. So feelings, a feeling space that you don't want to get stuck in. But also it's kind of a cool thing too, because it means that there's a lot of opportunity happening. Catherine, I will have to catch you next time for a card. No, Catherine, let's pull a card for you real quick. Boom. Catherine, Oh, I need a drink first. Catherine. Catherine, when I do these live readings, I just need permission. This is a fire energy. Hi, Curtis. So we've got Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. This is a fire energy that puts itself in, we would say masculine because in a playing card deck, it would be a jack. A jack is usually a knight in a tarot deck as well. And tarot decks will have like the page and the knight, like you have the 10 and the jack. So one is kind of feminine and one is kind of masculine. But the feminine isn't that it's going to be a female. The feminine idea of the page or the 10 is that it's, like consummation, coming together. Come together. A lot of Beatles feelings, emotions tonight. Not that the Beatles are kind of feminine, right? A lot of girls at a Beatles concert, but it's an all boy band. It's the page, the 10 is 1 and 0, which is 1. And anyway, the comprehension that you are on the precipice of something great and that you already have been given the acceptance and the resources and the ability, and that now all you have to do is the doing. All you have to do is the doing. You just have to show up. It's a beautiful reds, very regal page of wands, right? You've got like these fire signs and it's so young. Like, look at this young dude, it's androgynous. It's meant to be, right? For that reason, because it's the page, but the wand, the staff, the doing. Here, here, thou shalt not pass. You're going to be doing something. It's going to be a new project or an initiation of a behavior. It's going to be very positive. It's something you're meant to do. It's something that you've always been wanting to do, and you've got your foot in the door to be doing it. So, Catherine, this is exciting. All you have to do now, it's kind of an internship position. Just kind of follow suit, continue to work hard, and you got this. Very good, Teresa. So, you guys, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate you guys just sharing your energy with me. And like I said, 2022 is going to be, for me at least, a year of collaboration where I'm doing some more work on some writing, my 3rd published book, and some collaborative efforts, and doing some more divination, taking it from basic divination work that I love doing and I'm always doing. And usually I'm kind of always circling it through the mentorship program and working with, anywhere from 10 to 20 people a month privately. But because I am taking my professional career up a notch, working on my doctorate and mentoring in that way and doing more neuropsychology research, I have to kind of scale back the paranormal mentorship and the spiritual hobby stuff for, the balance. So I'm making a lot of that, go online and do it once in a chat with a lot of people in 1 hour versus many 1-hour chats with a lot of people. And then that way my research can accommodate, but I can still get the advanced chat and flow of energy for the alchemy and occult work that we're doing for Paranormal Sarah. I hope that makes sense. So, you guys, I really love and appreciate your support, your participation, your permission, your sharing your energy here online. I hope you have the best 2022. Don't forget, make black-eyed peas, cornbread, eat something, do something that you want to initiate for the new year. It doesn't take long to build good habits, and you can do them with me together. I'm going to be sharing more of my workouts and more of my cooking and more of my mind, body, spirit stuff on paranormalsarah.com with my blog. Whereas usually I put a lot of it on my private Facebook account, I'm going to be making that private Gypsy Tribe public for 2022. Which means I'm going to be sharing a lot of my random crazy spiritual voices and readings and predictions. So if you want to join, it's free. You just have to catch me on paranormalsarah.com. scroll down, join the newsletter. There's all the icons for your favorite social media sites. Pick which one you're on most frequently and check it out. And then tomorrow, I know those of you that have been waiting for the return of No Man's Land, which it's kind of torture. I work professionally in forensic psychology, so I work with a lot of law enforcement. I work with a lot of military. We work in and out of a lot of public policy, social work concerns, and cover a lot of crazy, wild things in the news and not in the news. And I did my No Man's Land political podcast, kind of a branch off the Situation Room with some of my friends that are having some major success in the radio industry. And I got banned from YouTube. I'm not like a huge sponsored, well-paid, famous person. So when my YouTube got banned completely and I couldn't do any of even my Paranormal Sarah or like my music sharing, I was sad. And then it was sad that I was sad because you hate to realize that you're attached to like YouTube or some form of social media. And then people like message you like, well, you're a piece of shit because you said that you would be doing this and now you're not doing this. And you can't respond because you're banned and you're just frozen. And I know some people make like 5 and 6 and 7 accounts and they're like cycling things. I don't do that because my brain would go crazy. So I just have waited for it to be unbanned and unrestricted, and all of that kind of lifted in November. But if you guys, are close friends or family, I'm I've been visiting my dad frequently. He's in the final year of waiting for a kidney transplant, and my stepmother had, fallen and gotten hurt, and so I've been kind of working with family and my private matters. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the new year and start fresh and see if that's even still a desire for people. And what's weird is the moment that I put that out there of like, should I do that? I get a lot of demand for the political radio show, and that just seems strange to me, but I appreciate it because I do talk a lot with and about and around politics and social psychology related issues, and I love to talk about them. And so I'm excited to bring the podcast back. So you'll see that starting tomorrow on the YouTube, and all of it on paranormalsarah.com has kind of been, refreshed. And if you are new to the thing, go there, check it out, and join me because talking about it is what helps. Delegating is what helps, and gathering information. Man, I really don't love censorship. So I think when people are uncertain or fearful to talk about things, it's closing a door to learning, and it makes my heart sad. I don't like to close those doors. So I'm hoping that my bravery to continue to keep them open, despite that, yeah, life rolls on. And of course, I've got children and a house to clean and traditional duties to be expected to achieve, as well as, take a shower and work and make money and get the battery in the car and feed the dog and go to the grocery store and do the things. But if I can scroll TikTok, if I can look at social media for even an hour, I should be able to go on it for an hour. There's a difference, I think, between using it and having it use you. And I really struggle with that sometimes. And so if you want to make that difference, you just have to do it. And so the year of doing 2022 with that villainous uh, energy that we talk about, it is you do it, even if it hurts, even if you want to lay in bed, even if you don't want to do it, you do it. So, tempering pressure, power, force. It doesn't always feel good, but sometimes it makes sense and it's rational and part of the navigation process. So, 2022 is going to have a lot of that type of energy. So, anyway, guys, I hope to see you tomorrow morning. I hope that you have a wonderful and very safe New Year's Eve. I hope that you celebrate and go outside. All the fun superstitions of opening a window, opening the front door and the back door, letting the wind come in the front and the bad out the back, and the good things for the new year and all the shit out for last. Like you do a dance, you do a ditty, you ring a bell, you kiss a loved one. There's so many fun traditions. Be sure and share yours with me, and then join me tomorrow morning for follow ups and for morning meditation and for a really strong start to a new year. So until then, guys, thank you, and I'll see you on paranormalsarah.com.